Well, Rosie's checking out the dove field. We're out here. It is May 16th, 2025. It's the first time I've been in this field probably since dove season last year. So time to get ready, basically. That's why I'm out here. It's time to get ready for dove season. So I'm going to be spraying. I was actually going to spray the big hole, our duck hole, but we got a bunch of rain this week and it's flooded. It's completely full. Good news there is the beaver's trying to help us build the dam. Bad news is I need it drained right now so we can plant in 2 weeks. And that's the plan here. I've got a bag of browntop millet, which I planted in here last year, did very well. Dove didn't come as strongly as I would have liked, at least not when I was sitting here, but we'll do it again. So today I am going to do what may be the only application of glyphosate. I did 2 last year. I like doing it doing it 2 weeks before planting and then 2 weeks before that. So 2 applications starting 4 weeks before planting, a second application 2 weeks before planting. I did that last year. That killed this stuff down really good. What's growing out here now? I can see cocklebur starting. These guys right here with the broad leaves, I believe that's cocklebur, which can be a terrible infestation out here. Some kind of natural millet, maybe a foxtail or something. And then what I believe is wild garlic, which as a kid we always call wild onions because that's what they taste like and smell like. And then some other little flowers. Basically nothing a dove wants to eat. So we're going to hit an application of glyphosate. Glyphosate is the active ingredient in Roundup, which as we know kills pretty much anything green. And so you get that. I get it in gallon containers in a concentrate at Tractor Supply. You can probably pick it up somewhere local for you guys. About an ounce per gallon is what I'm doing, and my sprayer back there holds 16 gallons. I got about 15 gallons of water in it. That seems to be just about right for out here. So I'll run back and forth multiple times. With that, what you do have to do, keep in mind, hopefully I'm putting pictures up for you guys to see these products. You need to add a surfactant if you buy just glyphosate. Now, if you go to the store and buy Roundup or something that's like ready to spray a concentrate, but you just mix it and spray it, you don't need a surfactant. You do need a surfactant. What's a surfactant? It smells like detergent, actually, so I think it's probably very similar. Basically, what it does is it breaks down the waxy coating that's on the plant's leaves and makes it easier to absorb the glyphosate, which will work its way down to the roots. It blocks an enzyme or something and kills the plant. That waxy coating is the plant's protection from things like glyphosate. So that surfactant will help break that down and help that glyphosate do its job. So like I said, I think I put 16. I put a little bit more. There are multiple rates that you can use for this. An ounce per gallon is on the lower end, actually, but that's what I've used in the past, and it does the job. I went a little bit higher. I think I've got 18 ounces in there for 15 gallons of water, and then I added some surfactant, maybe 6-7 ounces of it. I've never measured, but it seems to work. I also added liquid Bifen. I've done that in the past. At this location, fire ants can become nasty. I got into them real bad several years ago. My face started swelling up. My throat even started to close up a little bit. That's dangerous and not fun. So I did granule Bifenrin, I think is the full name, 2 or 3 years ago. And that was expensive. It was about $200 to treat this acre. The liquid stuff, and I think I'm doing it at the lower end of the recommended rate for an acre with fire ants, but it seems to be working to keep them down. I think the fact that I'm coming back every spring and applying it helps keep things in control. We'll see if I see any when I get out here and start riding around. But I'm doing about 16 ounces in the tank with the Roundup as well. I'm doing about 16 ounces for this little 1 acre field, and that seems to be keeping them under control. I'm gonna fire up the 4-wheeler. I'm gonna get to driving around, and hopefully in about 15 minutes or so I'll have this field treated. So I'll come back and offer any closing ideas when I'm done. As you can probably hear, it's hot today. It's going to be 90. It may already be there. Summer's officially a week away, but I think it's here. So I thought I would wrap up by showing you the chemicals that I use, and then I do want to ask a question, get some opinions, so stick around to the end, please. So, as I mentioned, we're using glyphosate, which is the active ingredient in the product Roundup. This is the 53.8%, so that's the percentage of glyphosate that's in this bottle. Other stuff, I don't know what is in there. They make a 42%. They didn't have any in gallon jugs, and I didn't want 2.5 gallons of it. So I got the hot stuff. It was actually on sale. This stuff goes for about, it was on sale, I think it was $70 a gallon. So that's not crazy, but it's not cheap. And as I mentioned, it requires a surfactant. Like I said, in that 15 gallons, I probably put 6 or 7 ounces. Just one thing I do want to caution, don't take my word for it on how much of these products to use. I'm reading the label and I'm kind of winging it. I'm somewhere in the range that they recommend. I don't know if it's perfect. It's within the legal limits, I know that much, but do your own research, read the labels, and think for yourself. Don't rely on me for that, especially with the glyphosate. So I did say about an ounce, a little more than an ounce per gallon, and you can do an acre with 15 gallons in a sprayer. You got to get your speed right. I started a little too slow. I started about 4 miles an hour, 5 to 6 miles an hour with 15-gallon sprayer. At least mine is probably about right if you don't want to run out. I was tight. I didn't run out, but I'm not sure I got good coverage. I think this thing sprays about 9 feet either side, and I had a little bit of overlap, so we'll see. I'll probably be back in about a week and check on it. So the glyphosate and the surfactant is there to kill everything down. It should kill everything in there. And like I did last year, I'll come back when the millet gets about this tall, because I know I'll have more broadleaves, I'll have more freaking cocklebur, and I'll throw 2,4-D on it. It will kill all the broadleaves, it won't hurt the millet, and it'll keep those guys at bay. It worked really well last year. Once I did that, I didn't have a real problem with cocklebur. If I did, once the millet gets taller, I could come out with a 2-gallon sprayer and just probably spot spray with 2,4-D again. And then the final step, and I did see fire ants already active out there, is the Bifen IT. There's a couple different formulas, I think. I forget what the other suffix is, not IT. I think all that is just the concentration. It was a little less clear no, I think they wanted an ounce per 1,000 square feet. That's about an acre. There's about 47,000 square feet, 47,000 square feet in an acre. I wasn't gonna put 45 ounces. This big jug is 32 ounces. I think I put about 16. I think I even did less at home. I think I only did 8 ounces for my yard, which is an acre, subtracting, driveway and house and stuff. So I think I put about 16 ounces out there in that acre. I think it'll work. We'll see. I'll probably be back in about a week, maybe sooner, because I need to make sure our duck impoundment is draining. Because if it doesn't drain, we can't plant. I need to get planted. I can make it till mid-June. I'd like to get it in by June 1. Give that Chihuahua millet time to fully mature and die out and start to shatter so that the ducks can get it. So that is it for today. Getting ready for dove season 2025. We still got a ways to go, but we want to try to get the seed in the ground by June 1. That's 2 weeks away, so I gotta get going now. So, the question I had for you guys. The last 3 years or so we've been planting this. We've disked it, and it's gotten, as we've done it every year, it's gotten easier to disc. But still, that's several hours of me out there in a hot sun on a 4-wheeler. I'm considering not disking it. I've hit it with Roundup once. I may hit it with Roundup again and just broadcast the seed at a much higher rate. Maybe upwards, I've got a 50-pound bag. Maybe I put all of it out there if I'm just throwing it down on dead vegetation. I did that with the big bean hole, the smaller of my 2 holes. I did that last year with it. I got behind with everything else going on and didn't have time to come out ahead of time and kill it down, or didn't make time, I should say, to kill it and disc it and all that jazz. So I just went out there same day. I sprayed it with Roundup, glyphosate, and I seeded the Chihuahua millet over top of it, and it came up great, fantastically. Of course, then Debbie came through and flooded it all out, and it all died, but it was doing really well. I may do this with our dove field this year. Just leave that stuff standing; it'll be dead, and just throw some millet on top of it. Maybe drag the disc over a little bit just to help, you know, shake it down and get it to the ground, but not really disc it all up. It's better for the soil, right? So who knows? We'll see. If you have a thought on that, if you think that'll work, leave me a comment. Let me know. If you think it's a bad idea, leave me a comment and let me know. So that's it for today. I'm going to head home and get some AC and then think about what to do next. So thanks for watching. If you like what I'm doing, do me a favor. Hit the old subscribe button, the old thumbs up, and leave a comment, even if it says, thanks a lot. Any comment helps me on the YouTube algorithm. I've fallen behind, haven't been posting stuff, and kind of struggling with the channel a little bit here just because I haven't had the motivation. So you guys can help me with that as well. Keep me motivated by chiming in and let me know what you think about what I'm doing. So anyway, that's it. I'm out of here. Rosie's hot, so am I. We're going home. As always, you know me. I'm Bruce. You're watching Foul Play Outdoors.